Okay, I had my windowing messed up, but we are here now. um, there is a lot to go over. There's a lot with me. There's a lot with life. There's a lot with Pokemon. There's a lot with gaming right now. There is a whole lot to talk about, and I'm basically going to be using Pokopia as the excuse to actually like go about it. Very quickly, we're gonna go ahead and go over this though, because I don't know what this is about. Wow, look at that! That is so cool looking! Dude! It's all prism scaled out! That's awesome! Which, dude, get out of the way! Okay. Hide guide. Yeah, let's just take a look at all of this. Okay, this is not easy to do because everything is getting in the way. Dude, that's so cool looking. Not quite as bedazzled as the Jirachi event. I also haven't seen the other ones. But, yeah, that's just really cool looking. Oh, fuck. Well, that's a problem. Okay, so, let's go over this first. There is a bunch of Pokopia stuff to talk about, as far as the event and the DLC stuff, because we're still working our way through it. And as we're working our way through it, wow, another Moltres to start with, cool. As we are still working our way through it, I'll be talking about everything that's been happening. New recipes, of course, because of the DLC. New roof, wavy roof. That looks cool. A rare Pokemon doll. I'll just get that for the cheap. Sure, why not? Magazine rack and a resort bed. I think we're good otherwise. Why does it always say shop day? What does that mean? Like, every day's a shop day, isn't it? Environment level. We're working on it. No home and iffy. Poplio is still registered to this environment. That's interesting. Okay, so first things first, we have this going on. We got Feebas. You want to talk to me? Yo, not many people want to talk to me. It must be like a super nice Pokemon or something. Look at Feebas crying. It'd be real cool if we could be friends or whatever. Alright, the Feeble Bass, the fish Pokemon. It is a shabby and ugly Pokemon. However, it is very hardy and can survive on little water. Yo, where'd my treasure go? I may not be the prettiest Pokemon, but I sure do love pretty things. I had a collection of shiny rainbow scales. You mean the ones that are decorating the roof right now? But I don't know where it went. I really want to rebuild it, but I can't seem to find any scales around here. You won't find any prism scales nearby, but you might have some luck on a dream island. There are always lots of different materials there. So, like, if you find any prism scales, I'd be super happy if you could share with me, yo. I'll definitely give you something in return, too. Okay, so that brings up a good point. What I'm gonna do is... I saw Joe Merrick tweet about this earlier. The Starmie doll that I talked about being the new doll for the Bubbly Basin apparently is amazing for this. The problem being I don't have it yet. I've only gotten once or twice through the week to look through and actually play a little bit, to look for treasure spots, but I didn't find a Starmie doll, and like I said, I only got like 1 or 2 times, so we're gonna try to douse for this thing now. I did some inventory management and put a bunch of the DLC items in here, so that way my inventory is looking pretty clear for the most part. We can press on. And we're gonna go looking for treasure. So while we're looking for treasure, there's a few things. Wow, this looks really nice with this lighting. While we're looking for treasure, I have a few things to talk about. One being that actually at this very moment right now, I'm not streaming it because I had other things that I wanted to get to. I have other goals that I want to do. And so I'm missing out on this big D23 expo that's happening that Disney holds. But they're showcasing a bunch of Kingdom Hearts stuff. Kingdom Hearts is now at the point where they're finally capitalizing on it as a real property, Disney is. Because all the people that grew up with it are my age, because I grew up with it. Hey there! Is it your first time here? It's so comfortable. Honestly, it's the perfect place to settle down. Zooming through the water is awesome, but floating and letting the waves rock you around is pretty good too. Wait, you're the reason it's so nice here? No way! Now I feel silly telling you all this. Weasel, the sea weasel Pokemon, it spins its two tails like a screw to propel itself through water. The tails also slice, cleaning seaweed. Oh, nice. Sleek steps. Oh, those look cool. So yeah, at the moment, there is a big thing happening with Kingdom Hearts right now. Some new stuff came out for Kingdom Hearts 4, yesterday. And there's some stuff going on right now, and quite frankly, I don't really care about it because while I am still, relatively speaking, a pretty big Kingdom Hearts fan, there's some more pressing matters to take care of. Oh, hi there. Oh, to celebrate our meeting, let me show you something neat. Ta-da! Pretty flashy tail, huh? If you ever want to talk to me, just look for my tail. Finneon, the basically sea butterfly Pokemon, even though it's not really, the winged fish Pokemon. This line running down the line running down its side can store sunlight. It shines vividly at night. Yeah, Finneon and Luminion, kind of like bug adjacent. I always liked them for that. Of course, the real sea butterfly is Manaphy and Fiona, but anyway, yeah, so we're gonna start dousing for items here. Actually, you know what? If a Pokemon, let's see if any of these Pokemon can use the what is it called? The ability to douse. Burn, grow, water, chop, recycle, search, crush, hype, dream, load, question mark, BJ, collect, water, teleport, generate, trade, yawn, storage, appraise. I don't know any Pokemon that can douse. Like, what are these Pokemon that can do it, and what is the ability even called? Burn, water, search. Okay. Did I just pass search? Wugtrio can. Wugtrio glowing for the glowing stage for 3. And I need to transmit the power. So if I can get that, then I might be able to get that before it gets too late here. Let's take a look. I know I had a couple of those rods. I can go ahead and grab them from the box. Anyway, as we're going through this, yeah, so there's a whole bunch of news regarding Pokemon. And that's the big thing. So, while I would like to see the Kingdom Hearts stuff, I've got this first because I'm kind of using this as a way to reorient myself and pivot back to, I don't even remember where this was. Oh god. As a way to pivot back to like what's kind of going on. So the grass, Russell. So first, actually, before that, let's take another step back and go into another limited thing. So they have announced that with the Donkey Kong thing, the Donkey Kong achievement thing, now they will be giving out those cards physically for any account that completes those challenges. And that means that for me personally, I'm going to try my best to basically get all the achievements, or whatever they are, in Bonanza when I start it, and I will be starting it tomorrow. So For anybody looking forward to Bonanza, that'll be happening tomorrow, and we're just going to see how far I can get, how fast. And it's not exactly going to be the way I want to play it, but, you know, c'est la vie, I suppose. I'd rather have a slightly scuffed experience that achieves all that I want to than to miss out on the one time these cards are going to be available, you know? So that'll be starting tomorrow, and I'm going to be trying my best to get those done basically through the week. So I might make it like an off-stream thing. I don't know. I might just play as much as I can on stream and see how far I can go with that. Not exactly decided, but there's not that much, you know, time to do it. You know what I mean? So that will be coming tomorrow. Today is going to be focused on all of the events running throughout pretty much everything because 3 different games have an event going on today, whether it's this one. Well, I mean, I guess rather, it's not whether this one, but including this one, Kirby Air Riders and Legends ZA too. Legends ZA has a new season. So today is going to be just running events and all of the current stuff, and then tomorrow we'll do Bonanza, and we'll just do as much of that as possible. But tomorrow's stream isn't going to be super long, I don't think. I don't know how much time I'll have. But, you know, we'll see as we go along. Here's our first one, though. It's harder to see these because it's not night. A grubby pearl. Okay, so I don't remember how to get to that stage. Oh, I am reminded of, by the way. I did get a couple things. That is not what I wanted to do. I did get a couple things here. So in the short bit of time I did get to play, we went over that stuff. The Starmie there. Some icons. Okay, here we go. So this is the stuff that I got off stream. Bike poster recipe, hanging sign recipe, which I really like. Me buying a bunch of the recipes in the shop. And then over here, I uncovered something. I uncovered a lost sunken relic, and Professor Tangrowth called and said, "Hello there, Linksword. How goes it?" "Oh, so you found a lost relic, have you? I'd love nothing more than to appraise it for you right now, but I'm afraid I'm not fit for the watery depths." "But of course! If you use the Pokemon Center PC, you can show me that lost relic quite clearly. If you show me from there, I can definitely appraise that for you." Also got some treasure maps, so there's a treasure map here. Oh yeah, encounter. Okay. So the encounter here with Shelder. Shell. I'm so relaxed. This place is perfect for hiding. Oh hey, wanna chill here together? Shell. Alright, Shelder and Cloyster, well, not Cloyster, but Shelder the bivalve Pokemon. It is encased in a shell that is harder than diamond. Inside, however, it is surprisingly tender. I wonder if you could use Shelder shells and, like, sharpen them down and, like, dig with them. You know how we have, like drills that have diamonds on them to help with, tunneling? Like, in that same way? Hello there, little one. Lovely to meet you. Where might you be from? Oh goodness, there I go again, grinding my teeth. Do pardon me. I'll endeavor to suppress the urge, so please don't be a stranger. Bruxish, the Gnash Teeth Pokemon. It grinds its teeth with great force to stimulate its brain. It fires the psychic energy created by this process from the protuberance on its head. Which is terrible, by the way. Anything else? No, we're good. Alright, next up, a recipe for a decorative shelf shop, or shop shelf, excuse me. Nice to meet you. Hey, I know we just met, but can I brag about my home for a second? Look, isn't it super nice? When I woke up earlier, none of my friends were around, so I was really sad. But then I found this place and felt way better. You can come and visit whenever you want. Alright, the Rendezvous Pokemon Love Disc. During the spawning season, countless Love Discs congregate at coral reefs, turning the waters pink. And one more treasure map here, and we're good. Okay, so, we might just have to come back to the Starmie doll thing, because I do not have one, I cannot find one. And unless maybe I can go online somehow, like if somebody has one, I can take a picture of it. I can't really get one right now in time for the event. So it might just be one of those things where I pick another doll, and I mean, maybe we can see if we can get Volcanion and go from there. But yeah, the game time for this today isn't going to be super long because I do still want to complete both Air Riders and Zeta A's PvP seasons. So we've got a lot going on. I'm not going to be on for super long. So we'll just keep that in mind. So going forward, now that I've now that I've explained a little bit of what's going on for the very short term, next we have the rest of the short term. Short term, typically speaking, is less than a year. But for the short term, for those unaware, they've done it. They have finally announced the end of Pokemon Bank. And so, especially for the past couple days here, I've been kind of all over the place. Now, most people here know that I have been grinding at the bank stuff for a very long time. 2.5 years, actually, is how long I've been doing it. And by the time bank closes, it will have been over 3 full years. The problem is, like, now I suddenly feel, like, unfocused. You know what I mean? Like, I've made a lot of good progress, but I feel, and like, I know I've done a lot of stuff, but it's one of those things where it feels like there's just so much to do still, and I haven't started. A Ditto? Fuck you with a Ditto doll! Yeah, it feels like the progress I did made is, like, now nil, you know what I mean? Oh. Oh. Hey, look at that! This area is amazing. Such a great place to take it easy. I bet it would be great to live here. You're the one who made it so nice? Whoa, thank you. I wish I could do something for you in return. I know. I'm actually really strong, so if you ever want to build a sturdy house, I can help out. Try to catch that, like, anime Swampert voice. Its arms are as hard as rock. With one swing, it can break an enormous boulder to pieces. The mudfish Pokemon Swampert is good at building and bulldoze. Very nice. Alright, so that's cool that we have our builder already, too. Considering that I didn't really think about that until just now, yeah, that could have been an issue. So yeah, while I go looking for this probably non-existent Starmie doll, yeah, so Bank's closure is around the corner. We have 6 months, just a little bit over, to pretty much do everything we need. And also, including that, does mean that, that's just a normal one? Oh, fuck off! But are you fucking serious? But the time is limited. We genuinely do not have that much time left with games dating as far back as 2002, which really does suck to say. But I mean, yeah, we are losing the link to generations 3 through 7. And that sucks. It sucks big time. And that's why I've been on this whole long scale journey that a lot of people are also just starting. But there's a lot to do. Even though I've made so much progress and I've gotten so much done, I've gotten a lot of the unique stuff done. I made a post in my thread about it on Twitter, about where I'm at. But because it's still like there's so much to double check and make sure it got done and everything, there's still that, you know, that nagging feeling of like, you know, did I actually get everything and all that stuff? And like, I know I did because I'm very thorough. But it's also a lot to check off too. There's things like ribbons that I haven't even touched that much. Things like the Coliseum and XD Mount Battle Challenge that I wanted to do a lot more of, that I kind of put off because doing Mount Battle a lot is a pain in the ass, is now suddenly, you know, too much of a time investment. Shiny hunts that I wanted to do, like Celebi or, you know, Naganadel or Type Null, are, you know, for where I'm at in life, I can't do that kind of thing, you know? And I might be able to in the future. I actually do have some things to talk about regarding myself personally. It's kind of a big update stream too, on top of just doing the event. But like, at this current stage with how things are, I don't have that ability, you know? Like, game time is real short in the weeks with how things are for me right now. But things are looking up. I'm just going to say that right now. Things are looking up while I'm looking for the Star Medal. So, that aside, I'm kind of using this to sort of reorient myself and get myself a little focused up while I have the ability to. And so there's a lot for me to do still. There's, of course, as I was saying before, there's ribbons. There's a whole bunch of areas I haven't even explored here. There's the ribbons, there's shiny hunts. There's potentially still a full game for me to play through in Sun or Moon. Probably Sun, because I have both on cartridge. But, you know, there's still a lot to do, especially for Gen 7, because I don't know Gen 7 that well. So I'm going to have to make sure that I go through and, like, dot my T's and cross my I's, exactly. So it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot. I did, yeah, like I was saying, I did make a post on Twitter in my long scale Pokemon thread that, unfortunately for me, is actually gonna be reaching the end soon. I was really hoping that I'd have another year with Bank, and that's kind of why I took the past few months even to take it easy and not play much Pokemon. But you know, that is now no longer the reality we live in. So I've got a lot of stuff to get to. I will probably end up genning a bunch of stuff too, which sucks because there's things that I didn't want to gen or things that I wanted to get legitimately. But ultimately, with the time allowance that we have 6 months, we have half a year. And so it's better to have gotten it and it still be, you know, quote unquote legitimate than to not have gotten it at all, especially for somebody like me that doesn't have a... Is this just all rock? It's just all rock, isn't it? I don't have a modded Switch, nor is there really an easy way to... Excuse me. To mod in all sorts of Pokemon, and in addition, some Pokemon are still just locked in home. There are some Pokemon, like, if you do specifically use some games, you can try to get around that, like, through Sword and Shield with things like Partner Cat Pikachus and, Poipole and Naganadel. You can kind of get around that, but, yeah, yeah, this is just all rock here. What the hell is this quarry shit? Suffice to say, yeah, there's a whole lot of things. Ultimately, what does suck is I will either end up cloning or, more than likely, regenning Pokemon from Ore. Because I wanted to do things like, I have to make sure that I get Duking's traits too. And there's one thing too that I have left in Emerald, or in, excuse me, in XD that I need to clone an Emerald for. But a lot of those, the Ore Pokemon in particular, I specifically wanted to get a bunch of those, which would have incurred multiple playthroughs of XD. And I still might, maybe, I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but, you know, maybe with, like, a modded Wii or something, I can just, I don't know how I would, get cheats into a GameCube game, but maybe I can go ahead and get cheats in there for, like, Master Balls or something. But I wanted to get a bunch of those because, the Ore Pokemon in particular, are some of the most unique. Because if some of those Pokemon end up getting evolutions, like Dunsparce and Girafarig did, then that's going to be the only way to get some of those ribbons. Some of those with maybe like complete ribbon masters if you wanted to do that, or, you know, even just to get the national ribbon, you know? Just to get that one title. So there's a whole lot that could happen, and what I will likely do more than anything is just regenerate them, because I know that PKSM has scripts for the Ore Pokemon, and so I might just generate those and rename the OT and all that stuff in there. It'll be tedious, but that is a whole lot easier than... Where are all the fucking treasure spots, by the way? It's gonna be tedious, but it's gonna be a whole lot faster than going through and catching Pokemon through a legitimate playthrough of the game again, because that's just a time sink. I mean, like, let's be real. Also, might do some cool things too, like make some of them shiny, because in Coliseum you can do that. In XD you can't, because they actually have a proper shiny lock, but in Coliseum most of the Pokemon there can be shiny, so I think those will be cool to transfer up. Again, illegitimate, but, you know, time necessitates it, as it were. I cannot believe I'm not seeing any more treasure spots. What is this, dude? I know that they're easier to see at night, but, like... Whatever. If that's the case, I guess we'll go ahead and go to a treasure... or, a dream island. Not a treasure island, excuse me. Is Lapras faster than swimming? I think it is. There shouldn't be treasure here, I don't think. I think, yeah, treasure has to be sky facing. Alright, so here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna go ahead and go to Bleak Beach. So I can call... Oh, actually, there was a doll in... we'll see it next time. No, you know what, just so I can see, because I want to see if I can call Drifloon in the water, we'll go ahead and go back to Bubbly Basin and see if we can find that one doll. And if not, I guess I have a Ditto doll that I can call, so whatever there. Yeah, there's a lot to get, you know? Are you fucking serious? the second I come in... Okay, I need Lugia to hurry up and drop that. So yeah, that's kind of what we're dealing with here, is Bank's closure means severing the link to generations, not only 3 through 7, like people are saying, but generations 1 through 7. That's gonna mean that getting Game Boy marked Pokemon, at least for now, is not possible. Apparently there will be a Game Boy Advance mark for Fire Red and Leaf Green on Switch. We're gonna have to see how everything is, once, Fire Red and Leaf Green do get their home connectivity. Because I want to see if Fire Red and Leaf Green, and by extension the other Game Boy Advance games, have differences between the original releases versus the Switch re-releases as far as, like, home marks go. I doubt they will, but I am curious. But yeah, that's a lot of stuff that is just up and disappearing. Which is bad. It's certain shiny Pokemon, it's certain shiny hunting methods. It's generations 1 through 7. The entire Pokemon back catalog that, like I said, I did see eventually coming, but I thought we would have a little bit more time. Where was that Clefairy doll at? I have no idea. Oh, you know what? I think I do. I think I do. I'm just gonna have to find it again. Because this leads to Misty's. Was there anything in Misty's? Dude. Okay, we're gonna take the long way. Screw it. This isn't where I wanted to be. So yeah, I'm just trying to think of, like, I'm not trying to get, like, every permutation either. Like, let me say that. There's a lot of permutations and things. Have I even been down here before? I don't think I have. Okay, I guess I have. But there's lots of permutations of things. For example... What the fuck? Where am I? There's lots of permutations of things, for example, Oh, that's cool! There's lots of permutations of things. For example, anything that could be caught in the wild in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, suddenly has every Pokeball available to it to be caught in. And so if you're a big fan of, like, I don't know, Baneri, I guess. I looked into, I was looking into Baneri for a little bit because Totes wanted me to get him a cool Lopunny. And so Lopunny can be found in Heart Gold Soul Silver in the wild. And suddenly, that's a Pokemon that can be caught in almost every ball type. And, you know, if you wanted to get in a Baneri in every ball type, well, that's already 7 slots for Aper Balls, let alone, I mean, I guess you can't use the Sport Ball, technically. But let alone, like, a Beast Ball if you're getting one later, or, you know, stuff like that. And then there's all the normal Pokeballs with the other ones that you can find in the shops. So, like, one Pokemon just off of ball type alone has, like, 30 permutations to it. Let alone egg moves, shininess, of course the other typical Pokemon stuff like its stats, IVs, and nature and all that crap, which quite frankly, I don't think you really need to worry about, but hey, there's one. Is worth mentioning. And of course, ribbons too. Ribbons being the number one... Damn it! Ribbons being the number one thing that you can really customize most on a Pokemon. Which, I mean, that's what makes Pokemon so cool, you know, is the fact that literally every Pokemon, any Pokemon you find or obtain, can be uniquely yours, which is so cool. But with bank severing, we lose out on so much of that, it's even hard to put it into words. I mean, like, just the ribbons alone for any Pokemon Gen 3 or older, you're losing all the contest ribbons, you're losing things like Mount Battle, which I don't think, unless they do some update to Coliseum and XD on the GameCube NSO, there's no connectivity there, so you can't really do any of that. You're losing all sorts of stuff like that, and it's pretty painful. It really is. So, while I don't think getting every permutation is even remotely feasible for anyone, even if they had as much time as I did, are we out of treasure? I think we're out of treasure, honestly. Like, I'm not seeing anymore, and I'm kind of getting annoyed about it. Yeah, even though getting all those permutations isn't really in the realm of feasibility, getting the ones you want is, and time is ticking. So... I also can't find where that Clefairy doll was. Like, I have no clue where the hell that building with the Clefairy doll was, because this place is still new, and I don't know my way around it. Is there a doll in here? I remember it being in a hallway like this. Here we go, I found it. Okay. Alright, let's see if we can call Drifloon. How to place dolls in a larger area? What do you mean? Okay, I'll put this back, and then we'll see if Drifloon can even come underwater. God. I guess you can. Blub blub! Did you need me? Wow, being underwater is tough, huh? That's cool! He's got unique dialogue! That's so cool, they didn't need to do that. Yeah, so there's a lot of things to get for that. There's a lot of considerations to make. And, yeah, a lot of what makes Pokemon so cool being lost, ultimately. So on Twitter, I made a thread about, like, how far I'd come along. And a lot of the things I'm missing are just under-leveled wild encounters, which shouldn't be too bad to find for the most part. There's some that are really bad, that are gonna take some effort, but for the most part, it shouldn't be too... What the hell is that? Loading... What? Whoa, that's interesting. Whoa! Oh, dude, that's crazy! That was a cool clip. Yeah, I don't know why there's a ton of stuff over here. Cause I haven't... What the fuck is this? Yeah, this is all stuff that I tossed, but like... I didn't time skip or anything. That's bizarre. I don't... Okay. Anyway, yeah, so... That weirdness aside, where are these prism scales at? I mean, you'd think they'd be underwater, right? Oh, here we go. Here's some. Oh, God. Yeah, okay, hold on a second. Let's go through the album and delete some crap. Select for deletion. I'll go ahead and delete a couple of these. I don't know if I should be holding onto these or not. Go all the way to the bottom first. Okay, that's a really shitty picture of Ho-Oh. I don't care how old it is, it's going away. Get rid of that one. Photo ops. Don't think I need that. That's kind of a cool one. I can get rid of that. That. Work in progress is of the house I kind of like. That's our photo that we sent into space. Suicune, Entei, and Raikou in the position that I actually like to call them out as. Which is cool. Get rid of that. Cool cave, but I don't really care about it. Alright, there we go. That gets rid of 13 of them. What I wanted to do too, actually, was, object can't be copied. That makes sense. Alright, Prism Scale. A scale that shines with beautiful iridescence. Bring it to Feebas. And there's like 6 of them right here, so that's pretty cool. Oh, damn it. You know what I should have done? Ah, I have one here. Never mind. Obtained through a special method, it can be placed as is. I am totally getting some of these to use because these are going to look awesome. It's cool that the game lets you do this, honestly. Okay, but I do still need to get plenty because, you know, it's for the event. So I got a few that we can use there. The event is going on for... I don't know how many days. Let me see. It did start a couple days ago, so I did fall behind on it. Let's see. This ends at August 28th. So we can see exactly how long we've got. Fetching Scales for Feebas is the event name. Oh, that's interesting. When you get items through Magnet Rise like that, they don't actually count as obtained in a collection. Okay, so it's very simply collect the items and exchange them. I'm seeing here that we need, if we want to get one of everything, this won't be too bad. And we'll need 15, 25, 30. We'll need 60 scales total. But how do they spawn? Is it just... Let's see. Let's take a look. Maybe we can get more information here. Because here I thought they'd be underwater, considering it's Feebas, and to, you know, push the update and all that jazz. Okay, let's see. I love that you can do this. It still looks unintended, honestly. Like, if I go all the way to the bottom... That's interesting. Yeah, it's like Ditto drowns. How interesting. I do like the eternal falling, though. That's interesting that underneath this layer of bedrock is still stuff that, that I should be able to mine, you know what I mean? I'm gonna try to dig in. It's just for show? No, there's definitely not stuff just for show there. Some of it is and some of it isn't. That's crazy. Yeah, because if you could see at that very last second, you could actually see the highlight for where Oh, that's interesting. You just can't break this at all. This outermost layer you just can't do anything with. So even if it generates, you just can't... Like that Pokemetal that's right there, you can't do anything with that. So this is as low as we can go. This isn't water. What the fuck? What the hell is going on? This is the most game I've felt in this game in a long while. This is unreal. Oh my god. This brings me back to how I used to feel like looking and trying to get out of bounds in like Wind Waker or something. You know what I mean? Oh my god, that's so strange. I love that. Like, it's so out of bounds, it's insane. I love it. I love that. Yeah, so anyway, yeah, Ditto brought me to a new... Wait a second. Drifloon brought me to a new island. Like, because he didn't have the "I'm sorry, I can't bring you anywhere else" text. Why is this here? If he brought me to a new island, how is this stuff here? Because, yeah, this is all crap I tried to toss, and for some reason I have it. That doesn't make any sense. Anyway, that aside, let's go ahead and look for the rest of these prism scales. I don't know if they're going to be only... Is that a seashell? That is a seashell. Here's a... For some reason, Facebook keeps coming up a lot when I search stuff these days. I don't know why that is. It's looking like you can get plenty of scales, though, so that's not bad. Why are there so many treasure spots here? Is this where all my treasure spots go that should be giving me a star medal? Okay, let's see. Looks like people do get a ton if they have the Starmie doll. Unfortunately for us, we don't have the Starmie doll. But it's also, wow, there's so many too. I might have to take a BRB screen with the prism scales when I can get... Oh my god, that's a ton of them. Okay, so these aren't going to be nearly as hard to get as I thought, which is awesome. Which means I can definitely gather plenty of them to use for, like, set dressing. And they have all been above ground so far, like in the same areas that Stardust is found. Yeah, they're found the exact same way as Stardust in pretty much the same, like, spots, too. That is so bizarre that I found my junk floating too. Like, what the hell is that? I guess some things... Oh, here's some that's underwater. It's interesting, though, because that's not the first time I've actually seen that as far as the junk. I'd seen it once before, and I kind of just chalked it up to a glitch. But because so much was there, I'm guessing that certain parts of the island aren't actually... Here's some more underwater, too. They aren't actually wiped. It's just like the buildings might... Or the islands might be remade every day instead of being wiped. And so if something is still outside of that radius of what would be remade, it doesn't actually get dumped. We ended up with 49 total, 43 because I... Good. Yeah, 43 because I ended up taking some for the special retrieval method. I doubt there's any more to get, honestly. How are there so many hidden items on the island today? Dream Islands never have this much going on. I'm gonna take some of these though while I'm there. Not how I wanted to do that, but okay. Let me guess, 30 pieces of fluff? 20 pieces. That's more sad. The flowers and stuff, for the sake of time, I'm just gonna leave here for the day. I don't really care that much about them. There's another fucking treasure spot. This is unbelievable. This is why I don't have any in Bubbly Basin, probably. I'm not sure if that's how it actually works, but that's my copium, I guess. Hey, Ren, how goes, dude? Just got home from work a bit ago. Nice. I feel that tremendously. Right, so I was talking about the bank stuff. If there's anything you want to add on, Ren, feel free. I was talking about the bank stuff for a decent amount of time, but yeah, the thing that I didn't really get to point out is that going forward, probably, especially as we get closer to the fated hour, streams are definitely going to be a lot lighter as I try and make sure that I've gotten everything, because there's only going to be one good shot at it, you know? And yeah, it still feels like there's a lot to get. I know there's not, but let me tell you, oh, I can't pick that up. Interesting. Yeah, let me tell you, I don't want to say I got catatonic from it, but like, I certainly couldn't think of you know, how much I really had left, and like thinking about what I wanted to do or how to go forward kind of froze me in a way that I haven't really been frozen of in a while. So, is there only one cave here? I think there is. Yeah, the structure that I'd had in doing this suddenly kind of halted when that happened, and it's just been on my mind a lot, so... There's so much to get, and of course there's more to get too that isn't just, you know, the big stuff that everyone's getting. Because of course everybody's gonna be doing Celebi, Partner Cat Pikachu, Type Nolan, Poipole, and stuff like that. But like there's so many other hidden ones, and a lot of people too on Twitter, it's really funny actually, because a lot of what they were posting is a lot of the stuff that I've already been doing or having talked about in the past couple years. Like there was one, let me see if I can find it, that was pretty much bang on everything that I had already thought of and started working on. My condolences to anybody that is just starting this, by the way, because it's taken me 2.5 years to get to this point. Did I bookmark that? I think I did. Oh, dude, that's such a cool... Somebody made this sick artwork of Zekrom fused with Valstrax, and I need to pursue more of that guy's art, I think, because that looks so fucking cool. Did I not bookmark this? Am I fucking dumb? Wow, I didn't bookmark it. That's an L. Not that it matters, because I already know, like... I did quote retweet it, actually. Let me see if I can find that quote retweet. Yeah, okay, so here's one that's a prime example. Checklist for before Pokemon Bank shuts down. All the Cat Pikachus, Battle Bond Greninja, as forms. These are laid out in different ways. Shiny, Cat Pikachu, Celebi, Spinda, Type Noso Valley, Poipole, and Laganadel, Manaphy, Mew, Jirachi, Genesect, Ribbon Masters, Pokemon with unique NPC trades, home challenges, which I don't even know what the home challenges are. I need to look at that later. Shadow Pokemon, E-Reader Pokemon, which is kind of redundant. Unique software origin, Coliseum, XD, Box, Ranger, which again is redundant with Manaphy. Battle Revolution, which is redundant in the sense of that there's a lot of events to get. Ranch, kind of in the same vein. Pokewalker stuff, that's going to be tough for a lot of people if they don't already have a Pokewalker. Because Pokewalkers these days go for like 80 bucks. It's ridiculous. Dream World, Dream Radar, Pokemon from the Oras and Sun and Moon demos, events, specific Met locations, which, by the way, I don't know how far back this goes. I think specific... Excuse me. I think specifically, they started tracking that, or rather, they started retaining that track data after Gen 5. So, I'm actually gonna... Where's my phone at? I have my phone right here. Let me load up home, because I want to see if, I want to see if some Pokemon from Gen 6 retain their location data. Which I think they do. That's not it. I'm gonna need specifically, like, do I have my original? Okay, that's Gen 3. Gen 4. I'm just gonna go to Gen 6 and see if these Pokemon retain their location data. I think they do. Okay, is there a Pokemon I don't have 20 of? Yeah, it does, because it says first met at Aquacord Town. So, Pokemon from Gen 6 on do retain their Met location data, but 3, 4, 5... And, well, I guess anything through Poke Transporter shouldn't. Which should include anything from Gen 1 or 2 if you have anything from RBY GSC. I don't know if I have any Game Boy marked Pokemon. Can you check by mark? Markings. That wasn't what I meant, dude. Jesus Christ. Game it's been brought to. Visits? Has it? No. Okay, well, it'd have to be specifically in a Pokeball, I'll tell you that much. Moves, OT. Okay, that's not gonna help. I don't know if I have any Game Boy marked Pokemon in home, to be honest. But it should just say that it came from... Well, no, because why would it even have that anyway? Generation 1 and 2 doesn't even track that, so that was a moot point. Lynn, you fucking idiot, you're wasting time. Yeah, so anything pre-Generation 6 doesn't keep its Met location. It's just as simple as that. I mean, the Battlebond Greninja is neat. Like, specifically that one, but... At least referring to Battlebond Greninja right now, at least technically that's just its hidden ability, so that's... Or not even its hidden ability, it's a third ability. Special ability, I guess. But, yeah, the Ash Greninja from that, it will have a cool Met location, which is cool. Where's the fish? Please tell me I don't need to rebuild the Pokemon Center in Bubbly Basin. That's gonna be a fucking hassle if I have to do that. Oh, Feebas is just in the Pokemon Center. Okay. It's just like the Mew event, so we're good. We're chilling. So then where does my low tick come from this? Oh, wow! 10 is the max! Cool! Okay, so I don't know the business with Milotic, but it looks like it's easy as, so whatever. Not only a volleyball and net, but also towels and water. Huh. Taking up some sand. Someone may come by and prank you, though. 2 different sizes of swim ring. How awesome. Cooler I can't get. Yeah, I'm too... The light that floats in the water naturally can also be placed on the floor. Take a look at this. So it can only be placed... Oh, that was the Pokemon Center, okay. Oh, neat. This just turns on by itself. I don't have any power over here, so... You can just use this without a, You can just use that without a light source. Or without a power source. Oh, that's really cool, dude. Alright. Well, that being said, this is the same as everything else. I'll go for like 15 more minutes. Let's go ahead and do a little bit more to build out Bubbly Basin, and then I'm going to go ahead and switch games because Zeta A could take a little bit because I have to make a new team again. So I want to take the time to actually make sure I have all that. Nice, Ren. Yeah, though, so going back to the home stuff, since we're about done with the event, at least for now. Going back to that stuff is, that means any Pokemon between generations 6 and 7, which I hate to say in the current era with that stupid meme around, means that they actually have their Met locations. That means some Pokemon, I saw a video about this recently, actually. Some Pokemon have really interesting Met locations if they're from... Actually, you know what? I'm curious about this. When October rolls around and Fire and Leaf Green do get that connectivity, I wonder if they'll retain Met locations. That'll be really cool if they do, speaking of. But yeah, there's some Pokemon that get some really unique Met locations from Generation 6. Actually from both 6 and 7. One of them being Banette and Garbodor, because the Pokemon Village has trash cans, and those Pokemon can actually be found in trash cans. But they're unique in that those are like the only Pokemon, like Trubbish and Shuppet can't be found in the trash cans. Apparently only its evolved forms can. And that makes that a pretty interesting Met location for those two Pokemon. Sandygas and some other Pokemon had some unique Met locations in Gen 7, but... dude, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I don't like Gen 7. I think Gen 7 might be my second most disliked generation. The story is cool, the characters are awesome, but I don't like the region at all. I don't like the aesthetic. It's kind of annoying to navigate. Some of the Pokemon designs are good, though. I'll say that. Kind of a moot point, though. I always say every generation has good Pokemon designs. Right, I need to build habitats. What am I doing? I'm sitting here talking about fucking shit. Which is fine, because I wanted to use Pokopia as a way to reorient myself, so... but yeah, that being said, if you're looking for a certain Pokemon, there's some really interesting Met locations that you can get for certain ones. But keep in mind, that's only going to apply to generations 6 and 7, where those were actually retained because of, because everything got wiped, when transferring from Gen 5. Benny, how you doing? Okay, so let's take a look and see what habitats I can work on for the moment. So I've got Wugtrio, Sandy Basin Tallgrass. Okay, we can do a few of those. Just Corefish. Okay, great. Muddy Playtime. I don't have these two still. And Marshtomp's other environment is probably the, whatever this is, where I just got Swampert. I don't know what habitat this is. The seat-looking coral with the lit coral with... all that stuff. Okay. There really isn't that much coral around, is there? Like, I'm looking around at stuff, and if I wanted to rebuild things, I pretty much have to use all the coral this environment gives me. Kinda sucks. That just did nothing. Okay. I don't know if I have any more tall grass environments to get. There are some... Oh, hey, look at that. I'll get that in 1 second, actually, while I rebuild some of this. Because I did get some seeds earlier that I'll use. I don't know how good that's gonna look. Nice. Ow. It is pain. I just now collided with a large rock. I am fine. It is fine. I heal with much speed from small injuries. Thank you for worrying. That was dumb. Star-shaped Pokemon star you. As long as the center section is unharmed, this Pokemon can grow back fully, even if it is chopped to bits. Which is such a fucking macabre entry when you think about it. Yeah, a lot of this coral... Like, if I really wanted to remake all these habitats, I would have to gather all of it up. I'm really looking for that damn Starmie doll, you know what I mean? Is this? Swaying flower bed. I've gotten everything from the swaying flower bed. I've gotten everything from basin, tall grass, and coral too, actually. So that's done. Swaying flower bed, basin, tall grass, and coral. Coral congregation. This is one I remember. Yeah. Colorful corals, small coral, and tall coral. So I need all 3 of the coral types to build that, and I need 3 more Pokemon from it. There's still 2 more basin tall grasses. One of which is supposedly common. There's one more Pokemon with swaying flower bed and coral. So, with some of those... Let me go back to the Pokemon Center, which I can just fast travel to. I think I can at least buy the flowers here. Okay, perfect. Here's some. I'm actually gonna go ahead and get Corsola really quick. Yeah, I don't know. There's just a lot about Gen 7 for me. Nice, dude. Yeah, considering that I didn't get too much time... Oh! Look at this! Shelter drop seashells. That's cool. Yeah, I didn't get too much time to gather a lot of those resources on the Wii U version. But Yeah, Frontier Nav is sick. Okay, so there's another one of those. Okay, so that was that one. Whoops. Yeah, that's all the information I have, other than some other typical things that I could probably get. Like, if I make some grass by... This isn't exactly how I wanted to do it, but whatever. Yeah, okay. No, this is just a normal mossy spot. Okay, so it's not... it's just grass, basically. I thought it was gonna involve the boulder. The fluffy pink moss makes this spot very popular with aquatic Pokemon. But that is easy to make. We can go ahead and build that in a few different places. Does this really not use the boulder at all? Marine mossy rest spot. Okay then, whatever. So the colloquial Pokemon village that I'm making here is going to be, I guess, just throughout here, and it will expand a little bit later. Yeah, I really thought I'd use the boulder, but I guess not. Is there another mossy spot that I could build? That looks like, you know, somewhat natural? Over here I could, yeah. It's not a pretty spot, but this could very much so be a home. Alright, so we have the mossy spots. Actually, I think I only needed 2, but whatever. It doesn't matter. So what other habitats could I potentially make? The grass is done. There's moss covered. Does this count? Yeah, I mean, these are big enough to where if these were habitats, these should count. Didn't really intend on this. Thank you, Corsola. Appreciate that. Oh my god, there's still more. Gen 7 has a really, really slow start. It is unbearably slow. Like, to the point where resetting for your starter even isn't very fun. And it's just rough. Is this a window into the... Yeah, this is the Pokemon gym. I'm not gonna get Starmie anytime soon either. Which kinda sucks. There's gotta be some other habitats that I'm not thinking of. Like, what? What else can I build? Maybe something with the bookshelves here? No, probably not. There's probably some more fishing, but... kind of tough. Like anything else, I've already kind of filled out. That's filled out. Yeah, the tall grass. That should give me one of these two. Yeah, that's filled. Not making the smoothie making spot. I don't even know where to get a blender, so I can't make that. But there is one more Pokemon I could get. Also... Okay. That's funny. Sandy Basin Tall Grass. I guess by proxy there might be Sandy Basin Flower too. Where is that? Is there one over here? Thought there was. Okay, here it is. Yeah. Over by Billiam. Let's see if we get, this going. Nope, that's just swaying flower bed, which is not something I need. That's annoying. Okay, both the basin, tall grass, and the pile of sand are hiding spots for Pokemon. That might be all I've got. Other than this big coral one, which is going to involve basically getting all the coral in this entire area. That's like all I've got. And I can't take this one because it's Swampert's home. Wait, one of these I can, right? Nope. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Oh, I could have just used this. Well, whatever. Luminion, nice, there we go. It's been a long time since I saw another Pokemon. I'm so happy to meet you that I lit right up. Remember my light, okay? That way, even in really dark places, you can follow its shine to me. The neon Pokemon Luminion. Luminion is swimming in the darkness of the deep sea, look like stars shining in the night sky. Yeah, oh, here's one. Here's one that I can go ahead and use. There we go. Oral Congregation. There's still 2 more setups I need to make of those. And boy, are they not conducive to that. Okay, thankfully we have found some that are at least close together, making that way more manageable. I still need some that, like for this one in particular. I still need one of those taller corals for that. But anyway, I think this is going to be a good point to go ahead and call it, because this habitat is cool, but really obnoxious at the same time. And actually, you know what? Those are right there. Let me see. Let's go grab one of these that were over here. I like that one where it is, so I'm going to take this one. Lapras is faster. Just surfing on Lapras is so much faster than swimming. Okay, so now we have a bunch of Pokemon habitats made that are actually going to be really obnoxious to go through and check for me personally, but whatever, I guess, you know? I didn't intend on that, but them's the breaks. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and call it here for now for Pokopia. Yeah, I didn't even get to talk about everything I wanted to. Kind of got hung up on bank stuff. For anybody that didn't see, there's a big Kingdom Hearts thing going on right now that I decided to go ahead and get this out of the way so I could do... I decided to get this out of the way so I could do all of the limited stuff that I've got going on, because there's not only this, but there's also stuff in ZA and also in Air Riders. And we're going to go ahead and do Air Riders. But for now, what's going to happen is I'm going to take a quick BRB, folks. When I get back, I'm going to go ahead, actually, Let me throw up the BRB now and turn it down just a smidge. Okay, so there we go. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and switch gears here. I'm going to switch over to Kirby Air Riders because it's probably going to be easier to get stuff for Air Riders now than later. And there is an event going on, at least I'm pretty sure there is. I'm going to double check before I make a fool out of myself. Oh my god, is that Dolomador? What is that? I don't know what monster that is. That thing looks sick. Maybe it's an OC, I don't know. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's an Air Rider event going on though, so let me go ahead and switch gears. I'm gonna double check like I said. By the way, if you don't follow him, Sakurai has been posting a lot of like little developer notes on various things that have been posted, which has been really cool. The Toughen Tank Types event has begun. You can get Tank Star licenses. And it goes until, I think, the 19th? I'm not sure about that. But yeah, so we've got some time for that one. Let's go now. This is the second day of it, so I'm gonna go ahead and switch gears. I'll be back in a few minutes, folks. Sit tight for that, and then yeah, I'll be doing some Air Riders events, so stick around. For those on the YouTube side of things, I am going to make a new VOD. So I'm going to go ahead and end the stream and then start back up. So if you're interested in that, just go ahead and recheck the channel here in a second. There'll be a new live. I'll be back in just a couple of minutes, folks.